All right, guys, we are back on the Pocket 4P with another video. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple of things that I found annoying about this camera. And it's in terms of using ND filters. If you are thinking about getting this camera and you are a run and gun kind of vlogger like I am, where you're, hopping in and out of different lighting situations. For example, right now we're at Chipotle, which we're going to go in. If I was shooting NDs, I would have to take off whatever ND I have right now, if I have any, and put one on if I want to show you guys walking and going into Chipotle, because it is sunny outside right now. And then going back into Chipotle, I would have to take off the ND and put the other one on. With that being said, the way this camera and the filters work and how you put them on and off, in my own opinion, the way you put on the filters with this camera hinders your vlogging experience in terms of run and gun vlogging. If you are one of those cinematic vloggers where you intentionally, script your vlogs and you set the camera and you walk in and, you're doing all those intentional shots, and, I guess this does not apply to you. But if you are, like I said, a run and gun vlogger, changing the ND filters on this thing sucks. Like, you have to turn it to unlock it and then pull it off, and that little movement right there in the way they go in is very hard when you're trying to, maybe you're with a group of friends, you're vlogging, they're all going inside the store, or you're just moving and you have to stop to change the NDs in order to get the shots that you need to make your vlog feel a little bit full. It's just annoying. I thought the Pocket 4 was going to be an issue with the magnetizing, and now with this camera and using this versus the Pocket 4, it makes the Pocket 4 feel a lot better to use when it comes to ND filters because of that magnet. I kind of wish that DJI would have kept that magnet feel where you can just unclip this whole thing and then magnetize it, because that would make it a lot easier. But the filters are also so big that you can't just magnetize it on the back like you do with the Pocket 4. All right, guys, we're filming on the Pocket 4P right now. I got the ND filter 64 3x zoom, so you guys can judge it here. If I was to set up an interview kind of like angle, this is kind of what I would be setting up the subject as, so you can judge the background blur. You let me know if this is good enough for you to replace your mirrorless camera. I think it's really good. But anyways, I wanted to show you how easy it is to take the filter off of the Pocket 4 and put it in the back. I got this hack from Chris Meets Chris, and I use it all the time. I've never had any issue with it. It doesn't mess with the gimbal or anything like that, and it's just a cool place to store it. I wish the Pocket 3 had that magnet behind there, but it doesn't. So you can only do this on the Pocket 4 and the Pocket 4P, but the filters are different, so you would never be magnetizing the filter on the back of that. But for this one, let's say you're vlogging, and then usually what I do is I hold the joystick down to lock the gimbal, and then I just take it off like that and then magnetize it behind there. To put it back again, I lock the gimbal by holding down the joystick. I pull this out on the back, I put it on like this, and then it's ready to go. So it's super, super easy. Now let me switch over to the Pocket 4 and then show you the process for the Pocket 4P. All right, guys, we switched over to the Pocket 4, still D-Log. I got ND64 on it, so we got that natural motion blur. But I wanna show you how annoying this is if you're running and gunning. Now, if you're doing professional work, again, intentional shots and all that stuff, it's not a big deal. This is a professional camera. That's the way I'm looking at it. Oh, actually, in this one, it's a little bit different. I actually hold I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but I hold the gimbal like this and the body, and then you gotta twist it like that. It clicks and then it comes off. And then to put it back on, you have to align it again and then turn it, and it clicks like that. So that takes some time. And then I always have to obviously double click again to realign the gimbal, but it's a pain in the butt to do that. It's not as easy to change this. When you use the ND filters on this camera has 2 sensors and 2 different lenses for each sensor. The top one, 3X, is a different sensor with a 60mm 1.8, and then the bottom is the newest sensor. It's the 1-inch with a 20mm f2. Now, there is a big difference on exposure changes when using ND filters. When you're using ND filters, and when you go from 1X to 3X, there's like a 3-stop exposure change. The 3X is a lot brighter. I don't know if it's because of that 1.8. I didn't think that the 1.8 and the f2 was going to make a big difference, but it does. And that kind of ruins the shot. You can't do any zoom ins live or anything like that, or incorporate those into your vlog, because of the exposure shift. It's almost like the NDs needed to be two different strengths in order for it to compensate for that top lens. Now, with that being said, when you're using this thing in auto like I am right now and you zoom in, you don't get that exposure shift for some reason. So I don't know if this is a firmware update that needs to happen. I do have my EV set to negative 0.3 because I've realized that this camera does a little bit better when you expose a little bit brighter. D-Log likes that, in my own opinion. And so we got it at negative 0.3 EV. We're on 1X right now. And let's go ahead and zoom up and see if there's any exposure changes. So boom, there you go, zoomed up. I didn't see any exposure changes. If I was to have an ND filter right now, guys, this thing would have been like way brighter. But let's zoom out. Now it looks like this. So yeah, there is no, here, I'll do it again. There is no, it just works.